Hello, everyone. We'll let everybody swap around here. I apologize. There's one. There's two. I hate technology. That's where I'm getting at. Hey, guys. Thanks for swapping around. This is why we don't do lives very often. Hey, guys.
I think your screen's dirty in there. Something.
I think it's the lighting.
Maybe something. Yeah, it's better now.
It's been a long last few days. And then now that I'm having technical difficulties, it's frustrating. So we'll give everybody a little bit to get over, and then we'll kind of get going. You're welcome, Michael. Hey, Steve.
Hi, everyone. It's about 2 degrees, 1 degree, somewhere in there right here now.
It's the warmest it's been, I don't know, what, 10 days? It was 9 today, but the sun was out, and it wasn't so bad.
They're doing pretty good. Just trying to keep waters open. And everything's surviving.
Chris, your cousin Chris is telling us to go break ice. We don't break ice this time of night.
Yeah, they already got a drink.
They've already drank. But we will probably go out and check cows probably in about an hour or so. Make sure we don't have any babies on the ground. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry for the confusion. If you were on the other one, I appreciate y'all jumping over. Oh, Don, well, I'm glad he's sleeping. So I'm going to try really hard to do better about reading your all's questions and comments out loud to everybody else, because the live chat doesn't automatically replay at the beginning. It takes a while. It's got like a lag in between when it goes from watching to the reload or replay or whatever. I don't know how all that works. I just usually load videos and go. So Row Services wants to know, do you have to bring in the babies when they are born?
We brought one in, but so we had one born Saturday morning, and it was pretty cold. It was also premature by about 15 days, because we weren't supposed to start till about March 1st as well. And then
he was very tiny.
So we put in a calf warmer, and then we tried to take him back out to mama. It didn't take, so we thought, well, we'll go ahead and give it a bottle of colostrum and some milk. And
I brought it home and loved on it.
And then we went and got that heifer back the next day, and now they're back together. And then we had one yesterday morning
in the snowstorm.
Yeah, and then
but it's doing great.
We ended up leaving that one out in the pasture though, and it was up next to a brush pile. We bedded it down, and her ears were dry and everything, so we thought, well, we'll just let her go, and she's up moving around today. Mm-hmm. She's walking. So.
What happened? So the calf that was born over the weekend that we had in the basement, its mom is only a second-time heifer, so it's a heiferette. Mm-hmm. And we AI'd her, so they usually come early anyway. But it was only 42 pounds, so it was real tiny. And then the calf that was born yesterday, that mama was a more experienced cow, and she had it down where it was a lot warmer, and all the other cows flanked her. The calf that was born, what was it, Saturday? It was in the wrong herd, and those cows had already had their calves. Those are calves that were born in the fall, and they're bigger. So none of them were really taken and helping all that well.
Probably from August to November. Yeah. But so that calf ended up making it. And this morning when we went out to go check on her, it was, I don't know, the truck said -10. So
it was cold. Yeah. It's been cold. Okay, I'm not paying much attention to the chat. I apologize. West Plains, that's not too far from us. And SLC has a new calf every day. It's good to know the bulls are working, right? Calf's doing great. Both of them are, actually. Nan's got a -20 in Omaha. I can't really complain. I mean, yeah, it's wintertime, and yeah, we're calving, but really, I mean, we've been out. Today was the first day we really haven't been outside all day long. It
felt like a heat wave here.
I really wanted to come out of my coat earlier when I was shoring. I had one too many layers on. The sun was very welcoming today. Kurt's in Minneapolis. Still cold, but not that bad. You know, I've decided that Montana and the northern states are not for me.
I'll take the heat any day. Chloe Bell, hey.
Well, I don't know. I could do without the humidity. If it was going to be 100 degrees, that's fine. But 100 degrees with humidity is a nightmare. So that's
about what we had, 12 or 13 here today. We thought it was a heat wave.
Yeah. I've never seen it get to be higher than 12, though. So
yeah.
What are you giving away? Okay, so with the giveaway, there's kind of a couple things, and you had to follow along from one of the other videos and follow the blog. But throughout the video, we are going to call out 2 subscribers' names. You have to be in the chat, but you have to email me the 3 answers that I was looking for. And you can send it to Kayla at chroniclesofafarmerswife.com. That's my email. The giveaway are 2 baskets, and JDT Jersey Discount Tool has been able to help provide that with my father-in-law, John, who kind of makes and keeps our farm running tool-wise. He helps us and makes sure we have everything that we need. He's always ordering something, and I'm very thankful for that. Your favorite tools are always Milwaukee stuff, it seems. So to find somebody like Nick at Jersey Discount Tool that looks out for us and gives us the best deal, I mean, when you're a farmer, you want to save money as much as you can, but you also know you need the tools to do it. So there'll be 2 goodie baskets, and I don't really know what's all in the goodie baskets because I left that up to Nick, but he's kind of got some stuff lined out. So very, very thankful for them and what John and Carol do for us to keep us rolling. Pick Kurt. What's your thoughts on the Gator? So we have the Honda Pioneer. It's John and Carol's, but we drive it just like everything else around. There's a few things I like better about the Gator. I was real thankful for it today. In the last few days, driving it back and forth from the house to the barn. I did not drive it further other than I took it over to the farm one day. It was just entirely too cold.
That was a Saturday when we had the calf.
It was too cold to bring the calf home. You know, typically we don't have weather like this. So if it wasn't for the long stretch, it probably would have been just fine. Like if it would have been last week, I would have probably driven it over to the farm every time I went and checked cows. I did like the cup holders because in the Pioneer, nothing fits besides a soda can. And I don't drink soda. So we did take it out we played with it today. We got sleds.
Oh, shoot. Jackie's got calves out.
Oh, man, Jackie, go fix them. Go take care of it. Oh, man. So we did get the Gator out this afternoon when it warmed, and the kids sledding, and John and Jason and I went sledding. So that was fun, and nobody got hurt. So that was all I was concerned about. But we sledded for, an hour or so. The kids we got an old, what was that thing you drug out? Well, we got out a tire tube first, but that didn't. They were falling through.
We got a tube that we used to use on the lake and pull
like
behind
a tubing
the boat,
tube.
It has handles on it and all that. So the kids stayed on it a lot better. And it plus has a bottom so they could just sit in it.
Instead of sliding out. I don't know. I like the Gator. It's got 4-wheel drive, but then so does the Pioneer, right? I don't ever lock it in that. But there are definite benefits to both of them. So it just depends on what you're looking for. The Pioneer can seat 5. Most of the time we don't have the seats in the back up 4 people because we're always together. It's just easier. And plus, we're packing around mineral or fence post and polywire or whatever we're doing for the day. So I like being able to lay the seats down in the Pioneer, but the tilt bed was pretty nice. I used that today. I just tested it out to see how it was, but in the Gator. But it's definitely made packing water around a lot easier because the hydrant in the barn froze. So I had to pack water up to the horses in the stalls. Let's see. How do I convince my wife how bad I need a Gator? Well, I'm still trying to convince Jason that I need one, so I don't really have any advice on that.
Don't know, but yeah, side and stricker Nobi. That's it's all about dealer support. And
we're not necessarily one color over the other. I mean, if the dealership was pink, as long as their service is good, we'd probably drive pink tractors. So it's definitely all about the people and how they treat us and how fast they can get us our parts and how they want to work with us. So very thankful Side and Stricker Nobi brought that out Thursday. I was not prepared for it. And they definitely have made my life a lot easier over the last 5 days. All right. SLC loves his Pioneer. Hello, Leon. Mine's a 4-seater. Ours is an 18, 19? It was brand new when we got it. I don't remember when we got it. Last summer?
Yeah, Dad got it. It's a 5-seater.
Yeah, it's a
1,005.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yep.
Okay. So what else do y'all want to know? Oh, well, thank you, White Church. I appreciate that. Sometimes I'm a little hesitant to put the horse stuff in there because I never know if somebody actually enjoys it or not. So a lot of times I'll put in a little bit. And then like with Diamond or Leo, I put their whole full video in later if y'all want to watch that. Diamond is for sale. She'll be going at the end of the month. I guess that sale's the first week of March. So
yep, it's good.
So we've got some other exciting news. You want to talk about our shirts and merchandise?
You can.
Okay. Well, several of you guys have been wanting to know about merchandise, and we've been slowly but surely plunging forward on that mission. We've teamed up with Farm Focus, and we have become Farm Focused family members. So once we get a few more things lined out on the shirt designs, they will be available for you guys to purchase from their website. So that's really exciting, and that was something we've been kind of holding on to since Christmas?
Yep.
Or so. So we'll have a couple different shirt designs and hoodie designs and just go from there and see how it goes.
Then how big are we wanting to get a herd? Probably, I really don't know at the moment. We're just kind of holding everything back we can, and we don't really have a number yet. We're just trying to grow, take the heifers that we raise and just go from there. That's about it, really. So
yeah, we've got some older cows that we need to call out. So I'm just kind of holding off and waiting for our smaller heifers to step up to see what we're going to keep and weed out some ones that are just, they're not, I wouldn't say not doing well because they're still surviving. They're just not holding their weight as well, or they didn't breed back in a timely fashion. And that's nothing against them. It's just all part of the process.
Yep. Yeet. What's that? Say yeet.
There you go. Leon wants to know if you ever did foliar spray on your hay fields. That's your department.
Yeah, we do foliar feed. So it works out really good for us. The nice thing about doing it for hay fields is we are you're not tilling. So you if you're putting potash and your potassium on, you're not working that stuff in. So it takes it in. The plant will take it in a lot better. So if you just foliar feed, that's what we found out on hay ground anyway. Now, if you have to, you can bring your potash and potassium up if you have to. But as long as you do your soil samples and you really don't need it, I suggest, if it works out for you, it definitely works out for us here. It just foliar feeding is the best thing if we're not tilling.
Yeah. And the biggest thing is soil samples. Like, we don't do it enough. And we kind of got in trouble. So now we are definitely going to do a bunch of soil sampling and just kind of do a better record keeping of that.
Yeah.
Morgan's excited to get a shirt. I bet you are, Morgan. And there is nothing wrong with buying clothes at Tractor Supply because we get most of your stuff all comes from our local farm supply, Farm and Home. So.
Yeah, yeet. That's okay. I don't know. I don't know what it means, but
there you go.
Beat or something. I don't know.
We have really good horse hay. I mean, that's what probably 80% of our clientele is horse
We actually just sent some. We ended up sending 3 hay tests off to Midwest Labs, and we got some hay tests back, and we're pretty happy with our results too. So it's just nice to know what you're feeding. But actually, these a couple of the hay tests is for some guys that
some new clients.
So we ended up doing a hay test, and they just want to know what they're buying.
So a lot of that was for a dairy. So it runs a little bit differently for your dairy cows versus like even with what we do with our beef cows. Dairy cows require so much more energy, obviously. So their total, what is it? Total, the TRD, total. Mm-hmm. Which one is it?
What?
Total
the TDN. RFV, relative heat value.
They have certain standards, and they have to know those numbers when they're putting in their feed rations, when mixing all their other stuff, because you can have really good hay quality and have to adjust all those numbers. So it takes a lot. It's a lot of paperwork that people don't realize. Do we train cutting horses? Mm-mm. No, we don't really train. I shouldn't say we don't really train at all. I do it for fun. It's a kind of a small hobby that I usually pick up. I really enjoy it. Do I do it right? Probably not. But Leo seems to be working out just fine. So, and I did everything with him. So besides that 1 or 2 times that you've kind of jumped on him. But hi, bros. Glad you made it in. Let's see. You guys are a good family, and I know you're close to God. Thank you. Yeah. Without God, we probably wouldn't be doing half the things we're doing, or probably not going the way we want to do it anyway. Hi, Mike. It was down from by you.
I'm not sure where that was.
Do you use Roundup Ready alfalfa? So Tiffany wants to know about your Roundup Ready alfalfa, because you've done that, haven't you?
Yeah, we have in the past, but it's, I don't know. If I was going to do any more alfalfa, which we are going to, I would probably not plant Roundup Ready. It's for the extra cost. I think you could just plant regular. Just finding a different one that isn't Roundup Ready. That's just my preference, because if you need to spray your alfalfa, you can still spray it with a non-broadleaf killer. So just watch what you're spraying. Best thing to do is talk to your local fertilizer or agronomist or something like that and get the best advice probably. Mm-hmm. So, but us personally, I'm not planting a Roundup Ready alfalfa anymore.
Nan wants to know, how much ground do you farm?
About 250, 300 hay, and then we have about 200 acres that we're grazing cattle on right now.
So we are not farming as much. We're not haying as much as we had 4 or 5 years ago. Since it's just the 2 of us now, we pick and choose what fields we're going to do for sure, and it's just a little bit less stressful, and we're not trying to make 50,000 small squares.
The mineral feeders we use, I would recommend them. We really like them.
They're monster mineral feeders. We can hook you up with that. We don't sell them, but Jason's parents sell them. Wieczorek Farm Supply, so we have all that on hand. There's different styles, different. They're the same things that we feed do the feeders with that I have in the arena, the hay feeders. Very heavy duty. I don't have to worry about the bulls busting them up and tearing them up and dragging them around. Yeah. They're wherever we sick them is where they're at.
Just like as cold as it was this past deal, I mean, like, if you had some feeder calves, I think the plastic ones would be just fine. But as far as like just, the cows got to pushing them and stuff, I'd say during this cold spell we had, they probably would have busted. So,
yeah,
for sure. It was just so too cold here.
Yeah, Kurt, the kids are typically with us. They're never too far away, even if they're not on camera. But it's just been so cold that they've been staying either at home or they go and see Jason's parents or my parents while we do chores and whatnot. Keaton's 10, so he kind of free ranges and helps a lot. They go out and do their chicken chores while we do our cattle chores. So sometimes you guys don't always see them in the afternoons because they're at home.
The calves are doing great. We got the one that was cold. He's with Mama now, and everything's doing good. So,
JC Farms wants to know how we met. Well, the long story or the short story, we actually ran around in the same circles for a very long time. But his grandma and my grandma were a block apart, and we grew up riding bikes together, and then we competed in FFA against each other, and our schools competed against each other, and you did roping and riding and ran in the same rodeos, but it wasn't until a couple years later that a mutual friend hooked us up, and then it's been love ever since.
Yep.
Most days.
Yeah, livestock makes it fun.
Yeah, I saw a post on Instagram a couple weeks ago that said that maybe you should work livestock with your significant other before you married them.
I think Aeroquip had that on there or something.
Did they? Is that what it was? So. I guess so. Maybe it's for Valentine's Day. But we worked cattle the other day while it was snowing, and that was by far the easiest and best cattle sorting we've ever had.
They flowed really good, and they didn't want to fight.
There was no bickering or yelling, and it all went very smoothly, even though it was snowing.
I'm talking about the cattle, though.
Well, I'm talking about
fight.
Well, neither did I.
No, I just had ice everywhere.
Okay, it was a bit chilly.
It was snowing.
A bit chilly. Okay, we are south of Paris at C&M. Well, then you're not very far away at all because we go. I mean, Paris is only 20 minutes, isn't it? 25 minutes. He is still alive, so he must be a good listener.
Yeah.
Some days. If I can get hand signals figured out and whatever he's whispering through the window of the tractor will be set. Do you want to do we're going to work on doing the giveaway here in a second. I got to figure out how to run
Before we do that, everybody hit that like button.
Yeah. Thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and know your answers. Thank you for subscribing. Our channel is new. It's a year old now, but it has grown. And without you guys watching and liking and sharing and commenting, we wouldn't be doing these. We wouldn't be able to give you guys the giveaways and the fun stuff and the more one-on-one with us because, to be honest, this is your thing. You like doing the lives more than you like me toting around the camera in your face. Thought that was why you got the walkie-talkies. Well, Beth, it is if somebody remembers his.
Yeah.
Mark wants to know if we raise grain crops too or just hay.
We have been doing just hay, but we have a plan. If spring goes right, we'll probably do some silage corn, but probably not, get it for grain or anything. We'll just do it for silage.
And then Leon kind of is following up with that regarding the piles or bags for your corn silage, and then since you're doing conventional,
probably just pile the corn silage, and then I'm not sure if we'll be able to go back with alfalfa directly because it's in alfalfa right now, so we might wait a year and just try to do some covers, or I don't know if we can throw some fence up and put a cover in and graze it, or what we're going to do quite on that yet, but if I do, we'll just do conventional alfalfa when we do.
And then JC also, so that's piggybacking, all these are the same regarding the row crops. Do you want to tell them about your one time that you did row crops and it was the most stressful thing?
Hay's a lot easier for us.
We don't have the equipment. So we don't have, the combine and all that. So we had to rely on other people, and it was nerve-wracking. It's a lot easier just to bale hay.
Yep.
I mean, we know what we're doing, and that's your niche. You're very good at it. So then Douglas is wanting to know about your Massey.
That's the only thing we run is just, actually we're on our second Massey. I liked it so much, getting rid of that one. We got another one, but so we're still only running one baler though. But I love them. They just you're driving row the windrow and you never no bales in your way.
I can't really say much because the only thing I've really helped, I don't remember if I helped you.
You don't have to worry about kicking over. You just put your pickup down and go.
Because this is the second Massey inline baler that we've had. Did I run the other one before that?
The only thing is, if you ever slug them, you probably won't like it near as much as the side pull trying to dig it out. But
you get good at it if you do it enough.
Yeah, just drive slower. That's your best bet.
Slow and steady wins the race.
First baler, we pumped some bales through the first one, so we ended up getting rid of that one and got another one.
Yep. So it's the second Massey. It's the same style, just a newer model. Bruce, you're welcome. I try to read everybody's comments that come through. I spend probably 3 hours every single morning going through comments. I try really hard to watch them throughout the day, especially right now, instead of, during hay season is a lot harder, but right now I have more time to be looking on my phone, and I try really hard to reply. So when you guys watch them videos, give them a thumbs up, leave me a comment, or shoot me an email if you don't want to be out on for everybody else to watch that or see.
Our first inline, Dad threw that in there. My first inline was an Agco 7115, which is another inline, and then we also had a case when we had that one too, and then we finally been in it long enough where we ended up getting a new one and then go from there. But that was our first baler, was a Agco 7115, and they're a very good baler too. Actually, the guy I sold it to, we still in very good contact, and he gets along with it great. So,
so Leo is Leo bred. It's in his name, but that was what stuck for us. There are a few farmers and custom guys bale in my district. I like the inline. We like it too. I can't say anything because that's all I've ever drove. So,
we've ran an inline baler with a tractor. It was a Case IH JX80, which is about, I think it's 72 engine horsepower, but 62 PTO, and it got along great with it. So I would say nothing less though than 60, but we're actually running about 100 horse tractor on it now, just because it does have a cab.
You just keep talking. I'm working here. I'm going to do the giveaway, so I'm randomly picking just wherever my cursor lies. Okay, so here's your shot at winning a gift basket. So the first one's going to be White Church Farm Outdoor. So if you know the 3 answers to the question, email it at Kayla@chroniclesofafarmerswife.com. I'll put it in the comments down here. So you can just copy and paste. Or if I spelled it right. And then another one. If you guys are typing, I missed it, so hold on. Morgan, if you're still out there, Morgan Sealock, shoot me an email if you know the 3 questions. We'll scroll back down here. Did you answer those?
We knew Freeman was a good baler, but around here we just don't have much call for the 3 strings. Out west, that's more of a thing. But for where we are in Missouri, it's 2 strings sell pretty good. We just never really have thought about changing.
Daniel says that he likes that we care and concern for our animals. I'm not gonna lie, cows can tick me off. The horses kind of upset me sometimes, but it's no different than taking care of the kids, because if you take care of your livestock, they'll take care of you. They're your profit and just as much as your loss. You know, if you don't watch them, then you might lose one, and then you're out money. So.
Yep. I can definitely tell, like, you know, we've had the cows for a while now, and they're a lot better now than what they were when we first got them.
Yeah.
For sure.
When we got into this cattle business, it started out just by having 2 bucket calves that kind of got thrown into the mix, and I begged and pleaded to have them because I thought we were just going to have meat in the freezer. And that was kind of my entryway. And then we started looking, and the cattle market dropped real low, and we kind of made that decision as a family to say, hey, we're going to get some. And then 5 and 10 turned into now 65 cow calves and a whole bunch of weanlings. So we have a lot more cows than I ever thought that possible. What started out as 2, and there's quite a bit now. Kurt. If it ain't green, it ain't me. Nothing runs like a deer. I don't know. I'm pretty partial to my Case IH 5250. I do love my tractor.
Union City Farm. He's a year out starting, trying to decide if to make around the square. Yep. Just kind of depends on your operation and
where you're located is key, kind of too. You know, we did the round bales. Jason did them for a long time, and then when we made that decision in the spring to go to a different marketing aspect. You know,
it just depends if you're feeding it yourself or if you're trying to sell or whatever you're trying to do on your farm.
I have noticed since we've been doing round bales the last 5 days, I'm ready to go back to big squares, because it takes us probably 10 times longer to put out round bales than it does for us to feed big squares. You know, you can load 4 or 5 big squares on our little trailer and knock it out and be done in 30 minutes. And every time we have to do round bales, that means tractor's got to go to the paddock, come back, get another bale, go back to the paddock, come back. I mean, it takes us an hour and a half to chore now. Not just to mention, you know, we're out there walking and checking and looking and just watching, and breaking ice is kind of a nightmare right now. So
it's peaceful. Just walking with the cows, though. So.
That's our happy place. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, we got our Show Me's at a Show Me Select sale. We did actually
2019 sale. So
it was actually December 2019, but in Palmyra, Missouri.
Yeah, they went too high for me to grab any at the 2020 sale. So just kind of sitting, and we're trying to keep a closed herd as much as possible right now, and being very selective at what we bring in due to the way we vaccinate in our process at the rotational grazing. Right now, we don't have enough paddock space for more cows, so we are kind of limited until we figure out how to either gross.
Yep.
Okay, so how to make more more paddock space and more grass if we're gonna add more cows.
Yeah, and then our side in Chickernobia is great. Our Curryville one, and the next furthest one away, our 2, I guess, would be Mexico, and they're really helpful too. I guess that'd be the home place, but if you have a side in Chickernobia in your area, they're really good. At least ours are.
Ours are fantastic. I mean, let's see. Isn't it how amazing how animals? Yeah. Our trailer holds 9 rounds. I never trade for a square. And see that's Chad. Okay.
Yeah.
So we did rounds, and I never thought much different. You know, that's what I grew up having, and that's what we did. You put them out in the feeders, you unrolled them, you chopped them, and been done. But when we made that change to the squares, I was a little nervous, not gonna lie. But so far, I really like it, and that's what I'm feeding in the horse barn. You've brought me 2 big squares. If we would have been feeding little squares, I'd have probably needed 50 by now.
Yep.
Bruce wants to know about the heat in the 44.
Yeah, it's got to get fixed, but it's just been too cold, and honestly, we haven't had the need for the heat, and we just kind of found that out.
I was more concerned about having the AC running in it all summer that we'd overlooked the heat, but it's not that bad. I just complain because my toes get cold.
Yeah, we prefer big squares as well as if we're doing rounds, but.
JC wants to know about running skid loaders.
We the first one we bought was a deer that was on wheels, and
the one it was great. In the field.
Then we ended up getting a Takeuchi, and
it was on tracks.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was. I don't know. It was just. It was it. They're more construction type, but there's not much luxury to them, so we ended up using what we had to get done with it, and we traded for another deer, and we love our deers, and that's one reason too. I mean, it's all about service for us here. So I mean, a Takeuchi dealer is over 2 hours away, and it's just not easy to get parts if you have to. So.
Okay, so I got both Morgan and Mark's emails, so they got the 3 answers right, which was real easy. What is your favorite tool?
Milwaukee grease gun.
Yes, that thing is his lifeline, and he probably loves it more than me. What was my horse's name? And technically, I have 2, Shiloh and Leo, but Leo's been the center of attention for a while now. Shiloh went to get bred, and she's home now. And then once the weather clears out, we're going to take her to be ultrasound just to see where we're at. And if she did, I got it, Mark. Thank you. If she is bred, yay, we'll find out when. And if she's not, well, then I'll just throw her back into the cycle once Diamond's gone, and we'll just start riding her again. So she's my running mare. She gets me places real fast.
Yep.
But I've gotten to where, barrel racing was fun, and I loved it, and I like taking the kids with me. But if I can just saddle up the horse and go ride at the farm and check cows and just move cows with them, makes me happy. Makes me just as happy, and I don't have to compete with anybody else.
Yep. We do that's the thing, like big squares require indoor storage. Yeah. I mean, we tried tarping some, but nothing is like in the barn. It just, they do store a lot better. And that's what our whole point was too, is it didn't matter if it was round or square or whatever, but we just wanted to try to get them under roof if we could. And,
do your tracks freeze on the deer?
They will, but they haven't been here lately as long as it ain't muddy. If it gets muddy, they will. If it gets muddy and then they freeze overnight, they freeze. But as far as I've been leaving it outside, and it's been like last night it was down to -10, and it sat outside.
Yeah, because I had the Gator.
It sat in the barn, and then
it didn't sit in the barn last night.
Oh well, whatever.
Because the Gator was in there.
Okay. But anyways, all I did, I just went out and plugged it in, and I don't know, it started about 2 hours later, and tracks weren't froze on it. So, but yeah, no, it's all good. That's the worst thing though, is if you do get to playing in the mud, they will freeze. So
you're better off just going and finding a water hose and washing them off.
Don't play in the mud. Just go around it.
Yeah.
Or stay on gravel.
Yeah, that's what I get in trouble with. I want to take it off the gravel.
Yep.
What else you guys got? Anything else? Love your new baby boy. What's your plan for him? Is he for breeding? So Robert, he is purebred, so we'll register him with the Angus Association. His mother was AI'd, and she's registered. So planning on keeping him a bull and just throwing him back in the herd. We got rid of Bullet about a month ago, and so now we only have Slayer, who's also registered. But we have a couple new guys that we had last year. They'll be old enough to go out in the herd, probably in the fall. Mm-hmm. Just see where they're at. That's
kind of what we're doing with this new one too, as well. It's kind of just
using them as it's just a replacement. One of the young guys, he's a registered one as well. He's out of the Show Me Select heifers, so he was my only bull calf last year out of all 7 of those. Just had one. So glad he was the registered one. But good stock. It's how you grow. It's how you get, good genetics. You just kind of keep crossbreeding them over and see what you get. Are you going to get a Gator or some other model for easier and quicker way to get things done and maybe and save time? Eventually. Right now, Jason and I just share a truck and I walk. And as long as the weather is good, I don't mind that. It's less than a half mile. It's like 2-3 of a mile. It doesn't take me very long, except for when it's cold. And then I just complain about it. But we share the truck, and that's what works for us because I don't really go anywhere.
Seen a couple farm moles. Those are Dad's projects, and I don't know. That's just, I don't know. I have to ask him. I don't really know what his plans is, but
I think he was going to restore them
and restore them, and just something to kind of tinker around with. And
we keep him too busy now, so maybe when he retires.
There's never enough time in the day, that's for sure.
That's right. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Thanks for following us along. Thanks for tagging along.
Shop room.
Okay, his dad needs more shop room. So once we get the shop done, we'll put them in there.
Right.
I'll hold you to it, John. Glad to see you're thawed out. That's Derek. So from Corona, yeah.
Yep.
Pickering has 13 of them. Oh my goodness. Well, we have what, 2?
Wow. Quite a few.
2, 3? I don't know. There's a couple of them down there.
4.
4? Okay. Thanks for the live. Thank you guys for tagging along. Thanks for watching all the videos. It really,
there's 3 of them. I
appreciate it. We like doing these. We don't probably do them enough, but we don't want to bore you out either.
We don't have gopher problems, but we have had a few fields that have bad moles, and man, just if you got moles in your field, it ain't so bad being rough wise. It just makes your hay very dusty. So,
I love your channel. It reminds me of us, except for you guys work way harder. Well, I like my job most days, and I love my boss most days. So it works out for us. Not everybody can do what we do, and we know that. And I don't know. We're very fortunate, that's for sure. Very blessed.
It takes a team, but you can do it. You can do it if you're
willing to put in the work. Anything is possible. It just sometimes that short-term goal looks real daunting, or that long-term goal seems way out of reach. And
that's the only thing we do is hay and now cattle, but. Yep,
hay's our income. So, I mean, we don't have I don't work anymore. So it's
in town.
Well,
in
yeah,
town.
I work.
You don't work in town.
I don't work out here. Well, yeah, they know I work out here, but I don't work full time somewhere else. Oh man. Well, I'm glad you appreciate us. We appreciate you guys just as much. Keep trudging along and liking and sharing and commenting, and I will do my best to get back with everybody. I will send emails to the 2 that replied back because they won. They got the 3 answers right. I will email you so I can touch base with Nick at JDT so you guys can get your goodies and so much more. What's all the stuff in front of your barn when you take your horses out?
Just needs cleaned up.
Stuff that keeps getting rearranged because we are making room for other stuff. No, we're in the process. Jason's parents are getting ready to add on to the shop, so we are constantly moving things around and shuffling stuff out to add on to more space. So one day the little cleaning fairy will come and it'll be all organized, but that fairy hasn't showed up yet.
Yep.
David wants to know about using a splitting maul to break the ice.
Yeah, we'll have to get more giveaways going.
Yeah. Well, it'll be easier too. We'll get some shirt stuff sent out, and maybe we'll do this like every other week or something. Yep. At least until hay season starts. keep things lively around here, huh?
I've got a little axe that we break water with, but now that it ain't so cold, we ought to be able to. The cows ought to be able to keep them open pretty good. So
the bred cows had their tanks still open when
today
gave hay
it was
today.
starting to get a little warmer.
Plus, carrying around a bigger axe is more struggle for me. The little axe, it fits in the truck real handy. It fits in whatever vehicle we're driving or the tractor. It doesn't take up a lot of room. Just takes me a little bit more time to chop through the ice than it does you.
Plus, if I don't have something too big, I don't have to worry about hitting the float.
That was my concern. I was afraid I'd take the float out and then there'd be more problems. That's okay, Ricky. You're not late completely. You're still here. Nan says, congratulations to the winners. Such a pleasure getting to know you all. Look forward to future live feeds. Good night. Good night, Nan. Thanks so much. You mentioned getting a calf warmer box when you're using is great. Just use a red heat bulb. We bought one and they don't last. So I was very tempted, and we still are very tempted to buy a regular calf warmer box, but the one that John and I made for Sky's puppies worked out great.
Pretty good. Yep.
I was a little nervous, but it did its job perfectly. And, we're not looking to leave calves in there 24/7. We just needed to go in there to get warm, to dry off.
If we wouldn't have put that one in there, though, it wouldn't have made it.
If we would have left it out there, it would not have survived at all.
We got there just in the nick of time, too.
Sure. Buckeye Farm Boy says, hello from Southern Ohio. Supposed to get down to 5 degrees tonight. What's the weather here? It says -0, which is pointless. I will never understand the point of -0. 0 just cancels out. But the low is -2. And we have more snow coming all day tomorrow. The kids are out of school again.
I think they've been out for a whole week now.
I don't know. I'm just used to them just being always home all the time, it seems like. Good night, Kurt. We are signing off. You guys have a great evening. Stay safe, stay warm. God bless, and we will see you in the next video.
Good night, guys. Thank you for joining.
Thanks, guys.